So yeah, we put our review up of Orcs Must Die a couple of days ago, and I had zero influence from any other reviews because I played the game just on my own for a full week beforehand. So I just went in with my own expectations and my own mindset. But now that I'm looking at all the reviews, I think we should address some of them and talk about them. Now, obviously, this is in no way, shape, and form trying to defend them in any way. We're trying to look at it objectively, guys. I'm not getting paid to review the damn game. If it sucks, it sucks. Some stuff absolutely needed to be changed. As a matter of fact, as I'm recording this, it's 2 days, 1 day after it came out. They actually did a patch that addressed some of the issues, which we'll talk about really quick, and then we'll deep dive into the reviews and see what I agree or disagree with. Okay, so check this out. They talked about barricades. Now, barricades is a huge part of Orcs Must Die, and to give you a sort of background into how many people love this game. This is a well-loved franchise. The first game came out in 2011 with a staggering, overwhelmingly positive 6,000 plus reviews just on Steam. Then, 1 year later, Orcs Must Die 2 with 12,000, and then Orcs Must Die 3, which came out 9 years after. And I really loved Orcs Must Die 3. And I don't know why they didn't call it 4, maybe because it was just that different of a game, but instead they called it Deathtrap. So let's see what they actually addressed, and then we'll look at their review. So barricades, once again, in the old games, barricades made it so it was infinite as long as you had the money. You had to balance making a maze as well as using that same money in order to get the good traps everywhere you want. So that was the sort of creativity, and with the limited amount of barricades, a lot of players feel like it has been stifled, right? Making it so, damn, I only have like 20, I think now it's like 22 barricades, a single player, 22 barricades and multiplayer, and depending on how many people. But a lot of, for a decade plus, people have known barricades as your bread and butter. You have a million, and then you just do whatever you want with it. But now with the limited amount, you have to really choose your spots. And yes, I will agree that I think that it is very limiting. But I went into this thinking, hey, it's a challenge. But people don't really see it that way. They want it so you can do barricades anywhere you want, wherever you want. And I understand that because kill boxes are a huge thing. Huge things in Orcs Must Die. So let's see what they talked about here. So they want to, let's see, we had a few goals in mind. We wanted to design maps knowing the possible setups. So they wanted people to, because it was less maps and you play the maps multiple times in this new one, they wanted the maps to be large. They wanted a lot of different areas. But I feel like the more, I played the game for like 10 hours plus already. And what I'm seeing is every time I play a certain map, it's like I'm putting the same barricades up anyway. So yeah, in a sense, it is kind of stifling creativity in that sense. And also I'm putting like the same traps here and there. I kind of feel like this game maybe should have released a little bit in early access. Okay. Because there's also like some things they need to do with like melee and some trap balances and stuff like that. Okay, they wanted to make sure, they wanted to give experienced players interesting problems to solve with multiple solutions. Okay, so once again, when I played this game without any sort of outside input from Steam reviews, this is what I thought the game, like, this is why I thought they changed barricades. It's to do this, just to give it a fresh experience. But I guess the developers really misunderstood just how much people love their kill boxes, right? After listening to a lot of feedback, it isn't fun for smaller groups. Now, I got through the first couple of missions without any problem at all before they buffed barricades. But now that they added, I think it was 6, they added 6 more barricades for a single player. It's gonna be crazy, right? So they do a lot of balancing, enemy scaling. Okay, here's the change. On teams under 4 players will now start with more barricades. You'll find the details alone. This number is not a cap. You can still increase it with threads, which, it's probably one of the best sort of upgrades you can get, especially when not playing 4 players. The double barricades or the single ones, so good, right? Now, skulls. This one was a little annoying. So making some sort of adjustments. We did plenty of balance work and estimations and gambling, but now they made it so all of the requirements for upgrading your traps and stuff, it's like really lowered. So here's the patch that they did. Solo players now start with 22 instead of 16. 6 more is a lot. That is a lot, man. Duo gets 4 more, and trio gets 2 more. So that's the way they're balancing it out. While quad will still get 16 because they can have 4 people to get through lots of areas. Okay, so they improved some melee attack stuff to make it so they go further distances. A lot of people were complaining that maybe, you should be able to move while you melee. You can move while shooting, so why can't you move while meleeing? So I don't know. I don't know what they're thinking about that. But yeah, a lot of other stuff. So let's look at all the other stuff. But at least one day after the game came out, they're like, okay, let's just do a nice little upgrade because they don't have to do anything crazy, just up a number, which is the barricades. Okay. So look at this. They do not refund your missing skulls. Yeah, that was... I mean, that's what I expected. Okay, let's go. Recently posted. In my opinion, don't be fooled by the negative. As someone who has played Orcs Must Die 1 through 3, I've been enjoying myself. Let's go and zoom in a little bit. Some things may need to be polished. I really agree. Some things do need to be polished. I'm having fun solo without the experience of a mech struggle. See, that is exactly... I wasn't having an issue. The way I went into it, because it's a roguelite, I know that you have to upgrade your traps, you have to unlock more traps, and you have to upgrade your character in order to do better. Like, I knew that going in. I went in with the mindset of I have to upgrade. While playing the old ones, it's more of you have to go in and just you have all the tools you need to beat it. But yeah, let's see. It's been a lot of fun getting used to the characters and maps. I'm hooked. Okay, well, this guy refunded 2.5 hours. I feel like you definitely need around 5 hours to get a good grasp on whether or not you like the game. 2.5 hours, I mean, you have to refund within that time. But, you know, it is what it is. No, I see the message. I have it all right there. Okay, let's read this guy. All right, I'm going to skim through it. Let's just see. It hurts. I've been a fan. It's in my top 10 scores. They made killing orcs boring. I'll be honest, I haven't played Orcs 3 for like since it came out, so it's been a long time. Okay, it was figuring out an efficient and consistent strategy to get the highest combos. There you go. See, a lot of people want the high combo kill boxes, while some people are okay with the changes and it's just about survival. I like the new way. I don't care about high score. I don't care about omega kill boxes. I just want a challenge to go through a map, and I guess that's why I enjoy the game more than some people. It's just your taste and the way that they changed it. I said this before in like a past review I just did, but they kind of almost pulled a Darkest Dungeon 2, where the first one is drastically different from the second one. Literally, they turned the sequel into a roguelite, where they did in Darkest Dungeon, they did here in Orcs Must Die. It is a freaking roguelike, and people are so split on it. I, for one, I like the roguelike aspect of Orcs, but I don't like it in Darkest Dungeon. It's weird. It just tastes, right? Ugh. They have an idea for a kill box, try it out, restart shift, move an archer around every new trap. See, that's the part. It's just high crazy score. In this game, it's not really possible. I agree. The maps are big, but it makes you run around, which I did like. The few barricades are limited. I agree, it's very limiting, but at least they gave you a little bit more. And with 4 entries to cover, yeah, there's a lot of... You can't just make one kill box. You have to make multiple, then spread. I agree. You don't even get to see most of the orcs die. I agree. There's a terrible decision to tie weapons to characters. Yeah, this one I didn't like. I would have absolutely loved for you to choose any character you want, and, you know, they have their own specials, sure. But then you can mix and match your weapons just as much as you can mix and match your traps. More customization here. Honestly, it would have been the best if they just made it so you can make your own character and customize them. That would have been so much better, because going in playing it on my own the week before, it never even crossed my mind that people might be upset about the character designs in here. I got a comment on the review that says, it says woke stuff is a furry, a bunch of furries, freaking soy boys, some minorities. I'm skipping the game. I was just like, holy shit. Do people really base what they're gonna play on that? That's a dumb question. Of course they are. But with this game in particular, this particular franchise, why? I never went in thinking that. That's crazy. So people are pissed about the customization on characters and what they have to choose from. Little do they know, they can still pick Maximilian if they want, or Max Dude, whatever his name is. Just gotta unlock him. I guess they never played that far. Trap variety is limited. 34 traps right now with being the same traps and element. I agree. The traps do feel really samey, and some of them feel outright useless with very, very niche scenarios. But now with more barricades for you to put actually orcs in different areas, that might be a little bit better. But yeah, Orcs Must Die had 44 traps, unique upgrades. Yeah, and also I did say that the game is meant to be challenging for you to upgrade your traps. The upgrades don't even feel good. It's just numbers for the most part. It would have been great if they if it was tied to unique abilities, but the threads in the game that you get throughout are actually the things for upgrading, or actually the things that give the traps the unique abilities. Like, oh, this one has more slow. This one combos with this trap. This trap now spreads faster. Those are really cool abilities that are tied to random choices in the game that people just don't like. It doesn't help the fact that once you upgrade the trap, it's like, okay, you spend like thousands of skulls, but now this thing does like 5% more damage. This thing has like a 0.5 less cooldown second out of like 10 seconds. It just doesn't feel good. So I love the upgrading, but it just doesn't feel that important. But it does add up over time, which helps the challenge. The map just drags on. Instead of quick 10 to 15... Okay, yes, this is another big thing. The other cool thing about the other orcs is the unique maps that you go through. I bet people who have loved the franchises can go back to each game and, you know, they can revisit a map and be like, that was a really cool map. I remember building a box here and then failing a bunch and building it here. You know, I also remember playing 3. I loved it. But here in this one, it's just the same couple of maps over and over again. And with the limited creativity, it makes it even more mundane and redundant, which sucks because you're just trying to get through it and survive instead of being creative with the kills. So even though this guy only played 2.5 hours-ish, he probably saw some more content because, yeah, he has some interesting, really, really nice takes on it. I mean, you know, they're fair takes, you know. The roguelike elements kind of suck. Trading inconsistency for planning to minor stat buff. 15 extra damage to melee. 25% extra burning. You kill the orcs too fast and lose out on combo multiplayers. That's also the thing, combo multiplayers. And yet the buffs are so minor, they don't feel like they change things at all. Aesthetically, it seems to be a step back. I feel like it's probably the same, but I just haven't played the other ones in a while. I can go on, but it's not worth it. It might be fun as a co-op, but I can't recommend it in its state. It's just scramble mode from OMD 3. Half-baked roguelike mechanics. In short, the maps are big but dull. Less traps, less variety, less appealing graphics. Roguelikes are elemental forgettable. MOBA-like characters that aren't fun as customized weapon loadouts. No campaign or real story, which is a huge one. Even though you don't play the games for that, it sucks that there isn't anything to, you know, latch towards here. Designed for 4 players, not great for solo. Okay, so yes. There are some things I just didn't talk about in my review because I just didn't think that was going to be an issue for some people. I went into this not thinking it was Orcs Must Die 4, but rather Deathtrap, a whole new type of game. But people just, you know, they love... The reason why people are being so critiquing about this, so criticizing, is because they love the series and they want it to do well. This just isn't what they wanted. I have the same feeling from Darkest Dungeon 1 to 2. I don't play 2 because it's just not as fun as 1 for me. The changes were way too much. I want to look at, oh, the developer response. What did he say? Hey there, we're sorry to hear this. However, we've been listening and decided to release a hotfix to help ease pain points, especially in solo play. Okay, so, you know, he didn't like go into it or anything like that. Okay, let's go look at one more review. This is a positive one. 14 hours. That's even more than me right now, so this is cool. Okay, the overly negative reviews for this are not entirely correct. I didn't want to write a review. I wanted to sit back. The same thing too. I usually just put up a review on the video and then that's it. But because there's so much drastic contrasting views, I decided to do a follow-up video, which is why I'm doing this. So because I like the game and I just want to understand and address like why I did not say this or talk about this. Because some people also commented on the other review like, oh, is this a paid review? Is this fake? Did you even play the game? It's like, you guys, that's why I upload the episodes on my Let's Play channel. I have like 8 hours plus recorded. Every piece of minute played is recorded and I'm uploading it on the Let's Play channel. I'm even streaming it on the main channel. So you can't just sit there and say I didn't play the fucking game because I'm playing it again today too. Okay, The game is not balanced for solo play. I played it and had one issue back before they did the barricade thing. I was having no problems too. I just chalked it up to just got to get better at the game. But people want it, so it's not a challenge. They just want that kill box. They want that crazy kill sensation. Melee is bad and dumb. Did you play Melee in-game rather than just the hub? Yeah, the animation, but that's because it homes into your enemies. If the flying enemy is too high reachable, then you can't, you know, tag. So this guy is saying there's a reason why you get held into place. Characters are too woke. Here we go. Here we fucking go. The character design is blander. I will agree, it's blander. I will agree about the giant bear. But what about a giant bear with a staff seems woke to you? A cat assassin. Is it just the hairstyles? Is a character of color? What's the argument here? It's so fucking crazy that a game that is known for its gameplay, people are just pissed at these character designs. You can't make a single game these days without catering to like a niche audience who won't shut the fuck up about this stuff. New barricade limits. There will be a barricade meta as a result. I agree. Unfortunately, this is like the biggest thing, which is, you know, I'm fine with it because I can go back and play the old games, you know, if I really want crazy barricading. But yes, this way it forces you to play a certain way. But with, once again, with more barricades, it'll alleviate that somewhat. We'll just have to try it out today and see if it's enough to actually feel better. I couldn't disagree more. Let's see. Spending all money to barricade, end up making an unbeatable kill box funnel. I had a run where me and myself played. I picked 2 cards. One gave me double barricades, only picky weapons. So this guy's saying that, hey, you know, there is a set layout. Some ones are not needed. The barricade meta, he's saying the barricade meta layouts have always existed. Here, it's just more prominent now. The random cards take away customization. This is, okay, so I enjoy the roguelite aspect of tower defense games. I don't want to play just a regular tower defense games that's just the same thing every single time that you just optimize. So personally, I like the idea of the cards because it makes it so it forces you to play a different way every time. Like, oh, I get more damage when jumping. I better jump a lot this time. Oh, I'm not using freeze, but I got a freeze buff. I guess I'm using freeze, you know, etc. However, very negative. The performance. So unfortunate for me, I haven't seen any issues. I'm running a 49 right now. The UI, it's decent. The no reroll mechanic. You want to play a map but has the worst thread actives. Yeah, that kind of messed up. The balance. Some characters are really bad with no upgrades. Yeah, there's some characters which I just don't want to play. Melee characters are worse. Haven't played online already, but it need more. Thread descriptions can be flimsy at best. Maps are too open. Okay, so that's what I'm gonna look at. And honestly, just looking at a couple of those reviews, those are the biggest interest. Those are the biggest things that people are saying. Like, it's, you know, this is why it's that way. Blah blah blah. So yeah, I just wanted to you know, piggyback on my other review and just say, you know, I didn't think about the wokeness. My bad. But overall, some things, some changes, it's gonna be a lot of personal taste. And if they called this literally Orcs Must Die 4, then you would have more expectations for it to be really streamlined and similar to the old ones. But because it kind of has a new name, you know, I don't see a reason for them to not have said Orcs Must Die 4 if they were planning to make it, you know, super similar. But it is what it is. So there you go. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. And yeah, if there's any more points that we should talk about, let me know. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.